Now, some of you are aware with some of my writings on exorcisms, where it is clear that the beginning of desert monasticism, contemplation, began with the desert fathers, St. Anthony, Pachomius, Hilary, and so forth. And they didn't go there to run away from the world, as most people misunderstand. They went there to combat Satan one-on-one in his preferred dwelling place. Jesus alludes to this in Scripture when he says, when the demons are cast out of someone, they go to arid regions. That's the desert. And if they can't find anywhere to occupy, they come back with seven demons more fiercer than itself. And this development of desert, hermetical, monastic life, although it began with hermits, it developed into monks. The difference between a hermit and a hermit lives alone. Monk lives in community with other monks, but they have a rule they follow where they don't speak much, but nonetheless they do share meals together and pray together. St. John the Baptist was not a hermit. Most people don't realize this either. If you read Pope Benedict XVI's first of 3 books entitled The Trilogy of Jesus of Nazareth, he talks about John the Baptist, how he was raised in a community by the Essenes, okay? And he would go from time to time into the desert, but he wouldn't live there all the time. He would go back to the Essene community and go back and forth, and he would preach the good news, and he was anointed, as we know, from the moment of his birth in the womb of Elizabeth, when Jesus removed from him original sin in the womb of Elizabeth, where he was sanctified and leaped with joy. And according to several saints, namely Bernard of Siena, who was a doctor of the church, Padre Pio, St. Joseph experienced the same unusual gift. St. Joseph was sanctified in the womb of his mother before he was born. So these are only 2 individuals that we know of through history that were sanctified in the womb, though conceived in sin, and were born immaculate, not conceived immaculate. So John the Baptist was one of them. And his head, well, his remains, he was beheaded, are ostensibly kept at the Cathedral of the Pope, St. John in Lateran. And at the top of the baldacchino of St. John Lateran, which is a canopy overlooking the main altar, are the heads of the 2 apostles, Peter and Paul, in reliquaries. So the theme of today's message is conversion, but it begins with withdrawal away from society, where the soul, the body are less distracted and more disposed to be recollected and receive, therefore, the voice of God that is best heard in silence, interior, exterior silence.